Actually, I'll show you guys a little bit more about this the tractor itself in detail. I've told you about the deal I got on it. The tractor itself, and I'm going to make this because I couldn't actually find a whole lot of information about these things online. And really, like, I think I found 1 or 2 YouTube videos about somebody saying they had one for sale, but not a lot of information on them. Very, very simplistic little machine. This is a Century 3040, so I imagine the 40 stands for 40 horse. It may be like a 30 to 40 horse undercarriage or something, but it's a 3040. It's a 40 horse tractor. This bucket that's on here, I don't know what that is, C System 50. I don't know if that's also sold by Century or what, but it came with the tractor, like I said. The guy I got it from bought it brand new in 2003, straight from the dealer. And it's got, let me see if the hour meter here, I don't think it's digital, I think it's mechanical. 243 hours on it, and I probably put at least 3 of those on there. I think it was 240 when I bought it. So just call it 240 hours that was on it. As far as the controls, and I haven't messed with a whole lot of this stuff yet, but for the controls, got clutch on the left here, which is natural. You've got independent braking if you want it. I've got them tied together right now. This is actually the parking brake here. So you just press that little tab down, brakes pop up, and then depress the pedal and pull the lever back up to lock it. This is your throttle accelerator pedal. Of course, you've got mechanical throttle there. This is the bucket controls. So you can tell this is an add-on package. I mean, they just bolted it to the fender and they bolt on the little hydraulic panel out there. But it's, I'm not gonna go through the hydraulic controls, it doesn't matter. The headlights on it actually don't work, but this is your headlight switch and your horn down here. They don't work. I'm going to try to rewire those, and I'm going to mount some LEDs. He said it had lights on the front bar somehow, and the first stump that he pushed out when he just bought it brand new somehow fell back and broke the lights off. So I've ordered some LED lights. I'm going to light this thing up just like I did the excavator. But again, showing you about the tractor itself. Like I said, it's kind of hard to get used to. The 4-wheel drive, it is 4-wheel drive. You can take that out if you want. So it is 2 or 4-wheel drive. Some people call it a front wheel assist. I've got it tied in right now just because I've been trying to push and blade a little bit. The battery is kind of weird, just kind of thrown on the front right there. But I guess they didn't really think of anywhere else to have it. The fuel tank is under the floorboards, which bigger tractors that I'm used to growing up with, the fuel tank was up on the front end to add weight to your front end to offset weight on the back end. I guess it's still in front of the back axle, so it doesn't hurt where it's at, but this is kind of frustrating. I went to try to fill it up with my diesel pump, and the fill neck here is so flat, and my pump pumps at 10 gallons a minute, it all just squirted back out on the ground. So I guess I'm gonna have to like fill jugs just to slowly fill this thing, because my diesel pump will outrun it. That or get a much bigger funnel or figure out something. My pump outruns it, makes a mess. And I need to put diesel in, I've just been avoiding it. Back up on the controls here. This is your, this locks your rear differential. So, you know, it's got a single drive, but you pump that in to get dual traction. Honestly, I don't know what the red lever is. I feel like I've used it, but I can't think what it is. Oh, that's your front wheel assist, I'm sorry. The PTO, you've got 2 set PTO speeds. You've got gear ranges 1 through 3 there. You've got gears 1 through 4 here. And then you've got, this lever is the forward and backward. So you got a total of 12 gears forward and backward. You've got your 3 points up and down. This lever is a float, I think is what the owner called it. He said he never really messed with it, but you see the little diagram shows you basically, it shows you a plowshare going barely deep, and it shows a plowshare going really deep here at the top. If I can get to focus on that. But it basically, it allows your 3 points to have a certain amount of float to them. So if you're digging through, like say rocks or something, if it hits a hard rock, it won't break it. It'll let the hydraulics ride up over that rock. So yeah, good little features. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's to tilt your steering wheel. That's cool. I might actually get used to that. It's got your lazy man steering wheel knob. That actually is very, very important on a tractor. More important than you realize, because most times you're driving one-handed because you're running the control with the other hand. So it's really handy to have that. It's a little loose. I got to tighten it up so it wiggles and it irritates me. Roll bar, of course, no canopy, but I can fix that. I can get a canopy if I want, or just, you know, work in the sun. On the back end here, your standard 3-point hitches. your PTO. It's got 2 hydraulic takeoffs, which I'm not actually sure where the controls for this are at. I hadn't even thought about that, but I'll have to play with that. But it does have 2 hydraulic takeoffs, so if you're running something, I guess if you had like a batwing mower behind this thing or something, it could probably, you know, use that to fold the sides up. Honestly, I don't know. Or like say you could probably run a wood splitter or something off of it. But again, I'll have to figure out where those controls are at. This little unmarked lever here, I don't know. Maybe there's another one. But and it might actually just be hydraulic supply lines. Honestly, I don't know. I've got the manual in the house. I'll have to go through it all. Let's see what else. I think that's it on the back end. I gotta ask the seller. I've got his number. I gotta ask him if he's got a drawbar for it or not. He didn't have one in here when he delivered it to me, but he also, when I went and looked at it, he showed me everything, and then when I went to pick it up, he's like, "Oh, here, by the way, I found another plowshare." So he might find the drawbar too at some point. But yeah, I think that's mostly it for the tractor itself. That's all pretty standard. The 3-point and everything on the back end, but like I said, you know, I'm getting used to what I call a dinky little tractor, but I don't have any problems with it. Okay, baby, I'll come get him. Thank you. But yeah, the bucket's not huge. I think the front end lift is, I think it's rated at close to 1,000 pounds or maybe a little more. So that'll be plenty for anything I want to do. So yeah, that's it for the tractor. Again, Century brand, 3040, 2003 model. So, you know, if somebody else out there's got a Century tractor or finds one and they're thinking about it, hit me up and I'll tell you everything I can about this one. You know, if you're thinking about buying one or something like that. But pretty standard little tractor in my opinion. Got a little bit of work to do. The brake lights work, but the blinkers don't. Not that I really care. And I definitely got to get some nighttime lights on this thing, because after lighting up the excavator and realizing how much more I can get done after dark with lights on, I can't wait to put lights on this thing and the big dump truck, and then I won't sleep at all.